everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Idris the Alien, and today I really wanted to make some art content because I haven't really made much of any content actually. But I'm more known for video gaming, and I want to do some more artsy stuff before I release my comic. So I'm gonna be drawing some random characters with some of these random character creations. This one is done by Kim Gert from TikTok. Alright, so the skin that I got, and then the hair that I got, and then some of the other things that I had gotten during this recording right here. Let's get to it, shall we? I decided that before I even got started on creating and drawing the character, I wanted to have a personality generator to give them, well, a little bit more personality than just what they look like. I'm gonna do generate. Okay. So, bad-mannered, irresponsible, and contradictory. Yep. Totally said that right. And now we are finally on to the drawing process. As you can see here, I am adding all that I need to in order to make this character, so that way I'm not going back and forth between images. So basically making like a little Pinterest board, I guess, with all of those. I kind of wanted her to be more of a thicker character, considering with all of the various of things. I'm also going to be changing a little bit here and there of what she is. I decided to make her a elf because she was giving elf vibes. Not gonna lie, she be looking like Mitsuri with like the moles and her eyes for real, and her hair. I was gonna give her these ginormous gauges, but I wasn't really vibing with it. As for the piercings, I sadly couldn't like do any stomach ones because of the outfit, but I did try to do like as many piercings as I could add to the face. Now, as for the body, I decided to make the chest more open, so that way you could see like the Milky Way within her chest, which comes with a little bit more characterization. I cannot speak today. Like character building, there we go, like what she is. I decided to make her sort of like maybe Mars, like Mars's protector in the galaxy, but like she's new at this job. She kind of reminds me of Mina from freaking My Hero Academia. But I decided to give her like the personality of Inosuke from Demon Hunter. What? Demon Slayer. I'm not with it today. I really liked the torn clothes idea, and I wanted to bring that with her whole design and sort of her personality, if you know what I mean. She wants to like wreck everything, which is really funny because she has like hearts in her eyes, and that's like her entire motif of like loving. So I feel like I kind of want to make her like the symbolism of like love obsession, maybe. When you get like so obsessed like over a person, it kind of wrecks like you and your personality of what you like. I don't know. I don't know. By the way, this will be a usual for in the future, but if you have any name suggestions, let me know in the comments below. That goes for both the characters that I will be making today. Kind of more building on her backstory, I thought like she was born on this weird planet, and she got this like sort of virus that made Milky Ways, and that's like very rare. And if you get it, then you are basically treated like a god, because it is God's way of like being like, oh, you are gifted, or, you know, whatever god they have. So now she has like a bunch of like white freckles from that Milky Way that like slowly spread it across her body. She originally had, like, when she was born, pink hair or white hair. Maybe white hair actually would be good for like her character design. So we'll go with white hair. But she decided to dye it. She dyed her hair like dragon fruit. Because she loved the colors of the pink and the green, and I have a headcanon that she just loves dragons, and imagined her, like, her younger self as a dragon. Because dragons are usually depicted as very royal creatures. I decided, well, within the drawing, they already had like slits on their legs. It kind of reminds me of Zalgo. I'm making like so many references that half of y'all probably won't even know, but like it reminded me of Zalgo so much. I decided to add a bunch of body hair, and I think I did add a few moles here and there. I've been like really obsessed with imperfections in characters recently, so I needed to, honestly. Also, as you can see, I was sort of trying to pick a brush that was right for me. Recently, they came out with a new update, and I've been wanting an excuse to try out their new brushes. So I took the advantage of this little challenge to try out their new brushes. I kind of struggled, not gonna lie. I wanted to like keep with one brush, but as you can tell, it kind of struggling. With these two challenges, and probably within the future, I'm going to be giving these OCs away to other people. I'm giving these ones to my boyfriend because he really wants them. So, but within the future, comment down below if you would like these OCs. You can also DM me, or I can have like even like, ooh, maybe I could make like a drawing, not like not like drawing the characters, but like having a basket and like drawing out a name of who will get these OCs. Who will get the OCs today? Anyway, I thought like I didn't really like the fact that the colors like were matching with her eyes, so I just decided to make like those big colors to be her entire thing. So her entire outfit later on is going to also be those colors. I also really wanted to do her eyelashes. I wish I did more green with the eyelashes, but I guess not. Womp womp. But I had a lot of fun with this character, a lot of fun. I really loved doing her hair and all of that. It was really cute and fun. It kind of reminded me of one of my other characters, Ivier, with like the really big fluffy like back. I'll probably show on screen my OC. He's actually one of my D&D characters. And I was actually thinking of using this OC for like a D&D character, but like this like she wouldn't fit anywhere. She with like any of my D&D sessions, even like within the future, I'm sure she would not fit with anything, not gonna lie. Kind of chaotic girly pop. Actually, she would fit within like a space themed one. Actually, she would have fit with my like past one, for real. But I was really in love with like the swirls or the spirals on her chest, and I kind of wish I included that more within the rest of the drawing. I'm kind of just like rambling now because I don't know what else to say, but I really liked adding that, and I think I might make another character with those spirals. Anyway, while I'm like doing this, I guess we can make more of her backstory. So she was then with this cult, and she gained like a bunch of self-confidence because she was so called like the god or like the chosen one sort of thing, when she really wasn't. It was just like a disease that, okay, so why I call it disease, because I think that this like is the reason why they die so early. Mind you, her kind dies at 200, but this makes it so that way she dies at 100, and usually at like 100 their skin will be completely covered in white by then. Or just reminds me of that meme that's just like, bubblegum, they turned me white. I really liked the idea of making her dress sage instead of like that really bright green. I didn't want to necessarily make it a very bright green, and I'm glad I didn't, because then I could take the opportunity to make her nails a greenish. I feel like the dress she is wearing currently is from the cult that she was in, and she decided to like tear it apart because like she was like, I don't like how this touches my legs. I like to go rampant. I like to she a wild card. She a wild girl for real. But anyway, back to her backstory. I feel like she got like separated with her cult in some sort. Like she either got kidnapped or something. So she got taken in by these other people. But those other people may have been like, I don't know, cavemen from like literally Earth. She was like taken to Earth because like there was someone else with her skin condition, and then they were like, oh well, we like this person more than you, so we're just gonna drop you off here, good night. So, but she still wants to believe that she is a child of God or whatever, and so she goes around being like, you know, I'm so high and mighty, I can do whatever the fuck I want, kind of girly pop slays. But I feel like the big part of their culture would be putting that like around their leg, the little bow, to indicate that they are special within that cult, which is why she kept the ribbon on her leg. And that's why it's not like all messed up like the rest of her outfit. Also, I just realized, but the background looks like the Coca-Cola. Oh my god. And then I started to use other brushes again. But she really liked the motif of being loved. So she wanted to keep like the hearts and all of that, and she is hoping to find someone that will love her like they love them, but she's like the aggressive kind of love. Anyway, so yeah, that is my first character, and I hope you like her. Alright, and now we are on to the second character. We are going to be doing this OC Maker by Mishu. Alright. Okay, so we're going to be making a fairy. Alright. Athletic. Alright. Alright, so we got vibrant red. And a lavenderish blue. Ooh, just like me. Okay, we're going to be doing shaved sides. With the wavy. We're gonna be okay, clown core, love that. Alright, I think we'll do 2. So okay, we got a hat and a phone. Alright. Alright, let's get to it. I had actually forgotten the eye color in this one, but I did do the rest of them. I was originally going to be doing a female, but then I decided, why not a twink? I haven't made that many twinks, actually, which is kind of surprising. But I actually didn't really like making this one. I didn't like the process of it. And like, I don't even like the end product. That's why I'm like, I don't really want these OCs. You guys can take them. But I did kind of have like fun with the pose of them, and I loved clown core, so I did have fun with the clown core. I could not make them look masculine while having super puffy clothes on, so sadly you cannot see that. But for their hat, I made them have a jester hat. And I had them have like the old-fashioned dial phone in their hands. I didn't have it like connect to anything, but my headcanon is that so I completely forgot to do this, but I did it later on. His characteristics is basically a bitch-ass asshole that likes to fuck with everyone, but he also has like a bright and joyous glee to him. So my thing is, like, whenever someone's annoying him, he will like go on the phone and be like, oh, who is this calling? The asshole? Okay, I'm gonna walk away from you. Or like, I'm gonna hang up on you, and then he just walks away. As you can see, I went to Pinterest to look at some clown core. I will do that various of times within the video, but I'll probably cut out some of those parts. I did like one of my favorite shirts that I really want for clown core, because clown core is actually one of my favorites, is the My Tummy Hurts one. I also gave them like the rainbow everything, and I decided to do the balloon animal wings for like the fairy. I was originally gonna do balloons on the edge of it, and then of course I had to give them like the circus tent pants. Now, my original idea was to give them a tutu, and then like halfway through I didn't want to add it, and then I added it anyway. I don't really know what the point was to just get rid of it, because I was gonna do it anyway. Anyway, yeah, there's my twink. I hate him so much. I hate how he looks, and I hate his like personality. But his background, I think I'll have him be in a cult too. I think I'll have like all of them be in the same universe, like within one video, they'll all be in the same universe. So he's in the same universe as the other girl. So he was in a different cult on that island in a different kind of species. They were both at war. But his was more of an entertainment. He wasn't exactly in the war. He was mainly there for like entertainment, but he was still in the cult like as a little jester, getting everyone hyped up for like whether they were going to war or not. Either way, he loved fucking with everyone. Excuse me for my language. I'm gonna be very language. Yep, that's totally what. Yep. I also never added a neck to him. I don't know where it went. It's gone. It's gone now. But after he was like banished from his cult, and he originally didn't have these clothes. He had like the full on jester clothes. He still loved the aesthetic though, so he like searched and searched for those kind of clothes. And he found he really liked those ones best. I don't know why I gave him those kind of shoes. It looked like friggin' the Peter Pan. Like, they look so ridiculous. Anyway, he's giving Pennywise as well. Like, he'll trick anyone. I feel like he's also giving Gamzee from Homestuck. He will, like, for half of his life, he's been traveling, like a traveling circus kind of thing, like, selling random things. It's kind of like that seller from Resident Evil. What you buying? But he's only selling, like, balloons and, like, the fakest phone calls just for, like, funnies and ha-has. Although he came across this one specific girl that he had sold one of his balloons to. She had said, like, mind you, a bunch of people come to him for, like, advice in their life because he's just randomly there. And he'll be like, oh, what's wrong? And then make fun of you. But yeah, now you can see that, like, I didn't even go to according to plan with the eyes. It looks horrible, I'm not gonna lie. And I also didn't know what color to dye his hair. But anyway, she was like, oh, you know, I'm just loved by everyone and I feel like it's so hard, blah, blah, blah. But she did mention that she was in a cult. Which she's, you know, such a blabbermouth, but he was like, you know, I know how it feels. I'm also in a cult and blah, blah, blah. But she told him more specifics of, like, the fact that she has to go somewhere, but she never tells him where. He also wants to get the fuck out of Dodge, so he follows her and finds out where she is going, obviously, to Earth. And like I said, at this time in Earth, it's like the caveman era. So they like latch on to the rocket ship and they follow them all the way to Earth. And they spend their time there. She finds out that he followed her and he's like, what the hell is this? Oh, nah. I hate the colors that I had used for him, but like I also had to do vibrant red skin with a clown motif. Let me tell you, it was so hard. Also, do you ever just like go back and look at the drawing and be like, oh yeah, I was watching this at that time? And it's really funny the fact that like I was watching freaking a playthrough of Dead Play and like the Investigrave games. At this point, I was like watching Cold Front, I think, by Smokey B. Anyways, I do really like the fact that I did add a little bit of a balloon thing like in there of his wings being a balloon. I don't exactly know like what they do on Earth or what they're like going to do on Earth, but I feel like they would start be like making culture there, and like teach other people their cultures and their like what they're used to. And these characters, like, their colors clash so hard. So, like, I feel like in the future, we're also going to have other characters, like, clashing. You can always, like, obviously change it if you want. This is just kind of a challenge for whoever gets the next OC's challenge. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I kind of based his like pants off of the kind of like the childish. He's also kidcore. I wanted a bit more kidcore into him and his design. It kind of reminds me of like the color palette you would usually have in like one of those digital like tracing ones that I don't know if you guys had a kid as a teenager having it in your childhood, like having one of those tracing games where you could like trace the item. And yes, I know my way of coloring is very like very bad, basically. Very messy. But I was like really tired at this point, I think, not gonna lie. But yeah, I kind of wanted a lot of colors sort of clashing here and there, but I also wanted some breaks for the eyes. I also decided to do a little tint so that way all the colors would kind of be more harmonious than they were. And I decided to do like the little polka dot background. I really like his sweatshirt. I actually took inspiration off of one of my past obsessions, Dream SMP, the Carl hoodie. Anyway, so yeah, that was my character. I had completely forgotten to do one for our little clown boys, so I'm gonna be doing that one now. Well, at least it matches what I was depicting him as, so. So yeah, if you have a name for any of these characters, let us know in the comments. And I hope you don't get invaded by aliens tonight, because I am Idris the Alien. Bye!